Academics super violates Jess Hillarious and the Breakfast Club, and this all happened on Twitter moments ago. He said Jess Hillarious got reduced from comedian to a read from the sheet gossip girl. At least the other one knows legal and got actual sources. Jess is a DEI hire at this point and only on there to pander to black, loud, ignorant women. Sometimes you gotta check a box. Now, this is in response to something tweeted out by the Joe Budden Clips fan page, which actually isn't owned by the Joe Budden podcast. And it said Loren Lorosa from the Breakfast Club is low key doing a silent takeover. Jess Hilarious better be taking notes. I know a phase out when I see one. She's trying to get that spot on the show. Now, this is something I've said before, but I want to be clear in that these weren't the only shots that academics took at Jess Hilarious. He would also say Charlamagne is the color commentary. A Mike, sarcastic. This ain't basketball. You can't have three Steph Currys. Jess is the read off the paper and B chick who they think represents something on social media. Them Shade Room comment. No disrespect to Shade Room. Love you, Angie. Wow. Fascinating. And now this represents something interesting for the Breakfast Club as academics is now saying the quiet part out loud. And man, it's getting louder. The calls for Jess Hilarious's exit from the Breakfast Club are being they're just getting really, really pronounced. The comment section is just so numerous. There are folks saying that it's Loren Lorosa's job now. Jess Hilarious has been marginalized, even though she's great. The role that she fits on the show has been made redundant. Loren Lorosa does the news now, and she's actually informed about celebrity gossip. She has sources that she calls. And Jess is the funny girl, but there's a funny guy. Charlamagne's on the show, right? And let's talk about Charlamagne. Charlamagne was the one who lobbied for Jess Hilarious to join the Breakfast Club, and I would say that because he was on air saying that, I want Jess Hilarious. I thought Jess Hilarious would be here by now. Where's Jess Hilarious?
Spent all last year rotating guest co-hosts, and I thought we was rotating guest co-hosts before we let God decide who was supposed to be in here. Now it's 2024. What happened? Yeah, I said it's gonna take at least a year. Because Angela is what I always say. She's irreplaceable. You know what I mean? So I just don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not even joking with y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on.
He even did that impromptu, meet with TMZ that he said it looked like it was supposed to be organic, but I feel like Charlamagne called TMZ on himself. And now we'll see where this goes. It's important to note that academics and Jess Hilarious have a history from prior. They kind of don't really rock with each other, so it makes sense that academics would go in on Jess Hilarious. But the tough part about this is I think outside of the crazy language he used, academics is right. Jess Hilarious needs to leave the Breakfast Club. It's not working. It needs to be Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and Loren Lorosa. Obviously, there's the Morgan woman or who does the news, but that's the news. They obviously need a news person. And Jess just needs to be spun off on her own show. I thought a good idea. This is what I thought should happen. Jess should leave the show, but then anchor the Breakfast Club podcast. Because the Breakfast Club podcast is just the radio show cut up without the music, and it's really hard to listen to. I think Jess Hilarious anchoring that would be genius because she's so talented. I'm not one of these people who think Jess Hilarious is a loser. That's why she's not working well on the pod. I just think her schedule isn't a good fit. I think she wanted the job because of how storied the Breakfast Club is, but she doesn't have the wherewithal to execute it because she's a comedian and, she needs her own A Mike situation. Academics calling it out is actually a good thing. I think we're going to get this expedited quickly, and I do believe Loren Lorosa is doing her due diligence, and in doing her job so well, the phase out has begun. Now, academics also said one more tweet that was a little bit more disparaging. He said, I thought Jess Hilarious was a transgender for like 5 years. She can't clap back at me. Clap back at God. Now, this is after another Twitter user said that Jess got that 14 clap back in her armor to put Act to sleep round 1, which is why he said that. But let me know what you think in the comments. You know, Act has had an interesting last few months of his own. He's been posting kind of inconsistently on YouTube. He's been posting on Rumble instead, and I think it's time for him to do his first quarter antics. People are doing their first quarter maneuvers, trying to get attention on themselves. This is an attention game, and the moment you don't have attention on you is when you start to slip as a platform. So let's see if people take Akademiks' words seriously after the incident with the grooming allegations of that child that was on his Discord, and we'll see. I still think he made a great point outside of the disparaging comments. I wouldn't use that language, but we will see. All right, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.